Just one thing
Bismillah.
before going to
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everyone, and today on this occasion, we will have a live podcast with someone, a native from India, Mr. Monish Ashrafi. Before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Zafran, and I will be your host.
My name is Faishal Ahmad. You may call me Faisal, and I will be your host for today's weekend English talk.
So now, before we go to do anything else, hello, Mr. Monish. How are you?
hello, I'm good and great. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I am Monish
Waalaikumsalam.
Ashrafi.
So maybe
I am Monish Ashrafi from India, and I'm going to interact with the students of Indonesia and this school about the lifestyle, about the students' experience, the study experience, and everything that we have in India, how the system is working, the quality of education that we are having. So, we are going to interact about this. I hope, and it will be two-way communication, and students will interact also, so we can have interesting communication, inshallah.
Thank you, Mr. Monish, for that short introduction. And now, without wasting any more time, let's get right to the question. Faisal?
Okay, Mister. So we will just talk like casual, yeah. We don't have to take it too serious. Yeah. So firstly, I just want to ask about how is life and experience in India, especially because me personally, I haven't ever been abroad or overseas. So I've only stayed in Indonesia. So I would like to know how is the experience and life like in India, Mister?
Okay, so is it a life as a whole or a student's life? What type of life you want to know? Is student's life particularly or
Probably
life as a whole in general?
students' life. So.
Student's life, okay. So if I start from the initial stage, like the primary stage, there are earlier NEP. Now we have a new education policy, that is NEP 2020. Before this, there was earlier policy in which there was 1 to 10, then plus 2, means 10 years study program, then 2 years study program, and then after that 3 years graduation program, and then master degree, and after that higher education was there. But now it is divided into different sections. Like first it is prime, means kinder school, play school, then after that it is nursery 1 to 3, then 5 to 7, then after that it is 9 to 11, and after that higher education. Now the graduation is of 4 years. Graduating program is of 4 years, and master program is of 1 year. Before this, there was 3
Mm.
years graduation program, honors program was of 3 years, and professional courses were like BTech and all was of 4 years. That is a still 4 years program, but the graduation program, honors program was of 3 years. But now it has 4 years program and 1 year master program. Okay,
Uh,
earlier it was 2 years of master program, means
mm,
3 years graduation program, 2 years master program, but now it is 4 years master program and 4 years graduation program and 1 year master program. So this is the difference in the graduate higher education. And there are many MPhil courses were there. Now the MPhil courses has been removed. There is no MPhil program. Okay, so and there is PhD is also same. Before that, schooling system of
right.
India is very good, and they make us work very hard because there are many courses. Syllabus is very lengthy, and the pattern of education is interactive, but it is very much, you can say, not toxic but very burden to the students. Like maths program is there, math subject, there are more than 12 subjects are there. Students have to study, class 1 student have to study 10 subjects. So you can imagine the how much they have to work hard to cope up with the school program.
Yeah.
1 year student means like 6 years student has to study 10 subjects: math,
Mm.
science, English, Hindi, GS. Then there are moral science. There is drawing. Means there whatever needed for a student to study, all subjects are included for them. And then after that, when you come to the 6 to 10 program, there are few subjects which is removed, which is not necessary, like moral science, and there are drawing and other subjects which are not necessary for the students, they are removed. But one thing that is added to the schooling subject is that they have the choice after coming to class 6. They have the choice that they can opt different subjects, like music, like drawing. Vocational subjects are there which students can choose. Different language programs they can choose. They can choose computer science program. They can choose for the art and craft work. So there are different vocational programs that students can choose easily.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. for that amazing question. Now, actually, because you said that like there's so many activities for students in India. So now I wonder, how do Indian students balance academic studies with personal life, Mr.?
Yeah, that's very great question. The students not only study, because in India the parents study with the students also. Means you can
Wow.
say you can understand with this that parents too have to study, because see, class 2 students, class 5 students are getting homework like a CPW program, like gardening, like stitching. So they can't do that, but their parents are helping them to do this. Like students have to go, if the student of class 1 to 5 have to go to school early morning, means they have to woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, like it's fajr time. They have to wake up at the fajr time, and their parents have to wake up with them, and they have to prepare their students their meal and everything. They have to drop the student to the bus station, and they have to reach. And after getting the homework, the parents to help the students with that. Personal life hinders a lot. There is lot of problems with the personal life and the parents and students. They are getting lot of holidays homework. Basically I am talking about the junior students, means students of class 1 to 8. They get lot of homework to do. If they go to the vacation, they have the tension about their homework. If they do not complete their homework, they get the penalty. So there are strict rules and regulation at schools which hinders the parents and students' personal life with the study. But you know that every problem has a solution. So the students and the parents do cope up with these things, and they manage their schedule, their personal schedule and the school work according to that. But it hinders a lot. Parents and students' personal life hinders a lot.
Wow, that's really amazing, so that they can balance their student academic
Yeah.
life and their personal life as well. But of
One more
course,
thing I would
as
like to
students,
add, that is government has got new policies which says that the students homework, personal life should not be compromised with the professional life. Students should get less homework. There are many schools that they do help, like they keep their students workbook or the book at school, so that the students do not need to carry all the baggages to the school, because it becomes very heavy. The students of 6 years, 7 years, they have to carry 5 kg, 8 kg bag on their shoulder. So it becomes very heavy for them. So there are many schools, many good schools are there which help the students by keeping their books and notebooks at home, so that it becomes easy for the students not to carry the bag at school. You are on mute. Zafran, you are on mute.
Sorry, sorry, Mister. I didn't see that. Thank you, Mister. And of course, we as students are always tired after work,
Yeah.
obviously. So actually, I was wondering. Uh, of course, we need resting time. So, what are some popular student hangouts and activities in India that students could do to relax and enjoy themselves?
For relaxation and for all, after coming to school, most of the students do go to sleep for the relaxing mode. For relaxation they prefer to sleep, because after coming to school they get too much tired, and after getting lunch they go to sleep for 1 hour so they can relax their mind and body. After getting up, most of the students go for the tuition if they have the tutor. Then personal tuition, they go for the personal tuition. Then after coming from the tuition they go to the playground, those who want to play their games and all, for the recreation, for refreshment, they play different kinds of game. So most probably all of the students get 1 hour, 1.5 hour before maghrib. Means from before maghrib azan they get 1.5 hours for their refreshment, like they can play sports or they can play anything or they can do anything whatever they want, so to refresh their mind and body. So there is only very limited time after the school, because all the previous duration, most of the school ends at 2 o'clock, mostly 2 o'clock they ends. So the students reach home by 3 o'clock. After coming to 3 o'clock they have the lunch and all that thing, it comes 4 o'clock, 4 or 3:30. Then after that either they take a nap or they play. So it's only 2 hours, 2.5 hours for them to either to sleep, either to play, or they do whatever they want to do. So after most of the homes they start studying their completing their homework and all after the maghrib azan. Means you can take it as 7 o'clock in the summer. During the summer it is 7 o'clock maghrib time. So after maghrib azan they start studying their things, doing homework or learning things and all those things. So this 2.5 hours package they get for their refreshment or relaxation.
Yeah, wow. I feel like the schedule for Indian students in there is very crowded, yeah. So
Yeah.
many
Mm.
activities in
Mm.
weekdays, especially because studying and others. And I'm
Mm.
also curious because of that very crowded and packed schedule. Uh, do students have enough, uh, we call it like a rest time at night, especially because maybe some students are very tired after doing homework or others in school. So do students have like maybe 8 hours of sleep time as normal students do in Indonesia, especially because we have a rest time, example,
Mm.
8 hours. That's kind of like the minimum for
Yeah.
refreshing our brain. Yeah. So I'm also just curious about how the rest time in students of India is like.
Uh, Particularly, most of the students sleep at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. Major of the students sleep at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock and they wake up at 6 o'clock or 6:30 o'clock. So
Mm,
8 hours sleep, I don't think that major of the students get 8 hours of sleep. It's between 6 to 8, between 6, minimum 6 hours, 6 to 8 hours of sleep they get. Because you see, if the students start studying at 7 o'clock in at night and sometimes it is homework is too much or their exams is going or something is like that. So 10 o'clock till 3 hours they study, then after that they have dinner, then after dinner it is 10 o'clock dinner, after dinner it is till 11 o'clock or 11:30 they go to bed. So you can consider it 6 to 8 hours of sleep they get. Not exactly 8 hours, not every students get 8 hours, but most of the students get 6 hours of sleep. Yeah. It is
yeah,
because they practice, it has habituated for them. So their brain also functions according to that. Their mind get
Uh,
adapted and get habituated of the 6 hour sleep, and their brain also functions according to that. Their sick hormone level of sick hormone secretion brain, that there are glands also secrete their different types of hormones according to that. So their brain and the body functions according to the 6 hours of sleep, and they become habituated, their lifestyle and everything becomes so habituated with that type of time pattern or the sleep pattern.
okay, so actually, 6 hours is enough actually because
Six
that's
hours is enough, yeah.
a very good amount for taking a
Mhm.
rest there because sometimes if we take a rest too much, we will feel more tired than usual.
Of course,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
Personally, with my experience, it's been like that. If I take a rest too much
Mhm.
at the next day for studying, I feel
Yeah.
lazy or other
um,
things because of too much
Correct.
sleep. Uh,
Nowadays in India, students are very much curious about their health, because nowadays in India it is health is trending, like going to gym, workout, fitness maintenance. Their curiosity about what we are eating, junk food like pizza, burger. I can share my personal experience that one of my nephew, my sister's son, he is very much conscious about his health, because he
mm,
sees in the YouTube or the Instagram or different social media site what they teach, like junk food is not good for health, how much time they should sleep, what they should work. So in India, new generation, we say Gen Z generation, is very much curious about their health and their fitness because it is trending.
yeah, especially in Indonesia also. Also, my friends in here, they are also now very conscious or curious about their health, especially because if
Hmm.
it's trending right now, right?
Yeah.
About going to the gym and
Hmm.
others, like taking care of your food, your sleep schedule, and skincare and others.
Yeah.
Um,
Skincare is also
Continuing,
trending.
Mr. Monish, you said
Yeah.
your nephew, right? He searched up how to be healthy with social media. Now, I want to ask, what is the role of social media in Indian society, mister? What do you think about it?
Social media, role of social media in Indian society or a student
In the society.
in the society. Yeah, it has great influence, I can say, because each and every domain of life has been influenced by the social media in the last 5 years, especially after the COVID. Because during COVID, we all were at home, nothing to do. So, social media was one of the best time pass that we had, because no one can go out of the home, they have nothing to do, so 24 hours at home. So social media became, I think, for them, for us, one of the friend or one of the major means of recreation, entertainment. And that gave the addiction to the people. And this everything, every part of the life, like from the shopping, lifestyle, the food we eat, the type of language we speak, thought process, everything has been influenced. Because if we see the language of the young people, language of the children, they speak whatever they see and listen in the reels or shorts. Because I say, my I have two nephews and I see the different children in my society, they speak the language of the social media, what they see, because what they see on the reels or the shorts. Other thing, if we talk about the adult or if we talk about the youth of the nation, they also talk about what is trending in the social media, they want to recreate in their personal life. And this has given a gift of frustration. I will say it is a gift by social media, that most of the youth are frustrated, and they say they are depressed, frustrated and depressed, because they see the success story in the on social media of the different people. But on social media we don't see the struggle of the people who got successful. We only see the success, and that success That success gives the frustration of the major people who are not successful, who are struggling in their life, struggling in their student life, struggling in their personal life. Even the family life has been affected. Parents and husband and wife relationship has been affected because they see on the social media luxury that people are living. They are buying costly things, they are going for holidays. The common people, the middle class man who is not having very much amount of money or who is not very rich, they they think that they wish they could have that kind of lifestyle, but they cannot afford it, and this give the frustration. Everyone is not that much understandable to understand their situation, to compromise with their situation. So they have affected the personal life of the husband and wife, their children. The children's expectations have gone high because they see that the other children have having costly toys. They are going out for holidays, for the summer holidays. So the other middle class man or lower middle class people, they cannot afford to go for the holidays. So every part of the life has been affected by social media.
Amazing answer, Mr. Monish. Now, would you say that this technology, how would you say India is embracing it? Is India embracing it fine, good, or bad? What would you say, Mister?
In the domain of technology, India is growing good. It is becoming a great technology hub, that India, because there are different IT sectors that has developed and that has boomed. There are many companies in the IT sector that has boomed. There are many job opportunities in India that have grown, and in the IT sectors, the companies are investing like the Facebook, Instagram, and Tesla is also planning to come to India. There are many there are many products of the Google, iPhone. The market of iPhone is very high. The technology is booming in India, and the students are also going for the technology. There are many young children who are developing different kinds of app, different kinds of program. Programming industry is developing very high. Then other thing is there are share market trading is booming in India. Then there are new things like Shark Tank. In India, we have a program called Shark Tank. So this Shark program is also influencing the youth to have a startup. Before 5 or 6 years, there was not much inclination towards a startup. Now the youth, the college students are having different ideas for their startups. They are getting their fundings for their startups. One of my friend got almost 4 crores of investment for their startup. So IT sectors has influenced very greatly in India, and it is growing very high.
Amazing, Mister. Uh, I also heard before that so many students, especially young adults, yeah, that is starting their own startup, especially for this time, because it's currently a very booming thing right now, a trending thing for young and young students about vocational high school or middle school. They are starting their own startup company right now, even though
Yeah.
they are still studying in school. Yeah. So about startups especially, or just technology in general, because as you said, Mister, before, India has been doing great, doing good with technology. So is there any inventions that is by India that can compete India and bring India to the global stage with technology, Mister? So how is India going to position itself or compete with other countries in the global stage with the technologies?
Okay. In the name of the discovery, see, if I say the people like the heads of the big companies, like you say the Google, the head of the
Yeah.
Google UK, Sundar Pichai, then the head of the CEO of the this Microsoft, Satya Nadella. Then before, if there was Twitter, now it is X platform. The CEO of the X was Indian. So the thing is that the India and the Indians in the field of technology is doing great, but there are something, no, it has becoming booming. If you see that the before 5 years or 10 years there was not that much platform, and our brains, you can say, brains are getting drained by the developed countries. Brains are getting, like the students of IITs, IIM. I think you might have heard about the IIT colleges in India. So this is the premium colleges that we have: IIT and IIM. IIM for the management and IIT for the technology, Indian Institute of Technology, and IIM is the Indian Institute of Management. Students from these companies are getting trained to the developed countries like US, UK, Germany, Japan, so they can give their best to those companies. No, within 5 or 6 years, there are many software programs that have been developed by the Indians. Like I was working in White Hat Junior. It is a coding program. There is 6 years student, 6 years child has developed a app which says that, which indicates that how many hospitals are available with the blood, so that the people who are in need of the blood, who got accident or who are in need of the blood, they can find the availability of the blood on that app. It helps great and save the life of many people, because in emergency we do not know where to go and where to find the blood, and it is not easy. In India there are billions, 1.4 billion crowd of in population of India. Every time, every minute, every second, we are in need of the blood. Every hospital is in need of the blood. So in such a situation, if an app, a 6 years child has developed an app who which gives the information about the availability of the blood in nearby hospitals, I think it is a great discovery and it can save the life of people. So such kinds of apps and the programs are getting developed. Now the new generation is working on it. I think it will help the India and the Indians to go and beat on the worldwide and the global stage. Such type of programs, such kinds of brain will beat and will compete with the world.
Yeah, that is amazing, Mr. What amazing answer. Also, I've heard before that big companies from the US or others have trained Indian students here to give the best that they can of about technology. Like example, being a software engineer
Yeah.
or a network engineer and others. Uh, so, related to that, I want to ask something which is about uh, the in IT industry. Has the IT industry impacted career opportunities for students that have graduated? Like there are many more branches for students to work, not just like any typical work that we have dreamt in a young age. Maybe example like only a doctor, police, or others. Yeah. So how has the IT industry impacted the career opportunities for students that have graduated?
Yeah. As I said earlier, it has greatly impacted, because in India also it was like doctor, police, that is IS, Indian Administrative Service,
Mhm.
then IPS, engineering, where the major courses that the people are opting for. But now people are going for the diploma programs, certificate programs in the IT sections. Even though students who are not related to the field of IT, they are also working in IT field. Like the students who have graduated in like English, in Arabic, or in different language programs, history, geography, or maths, they are also working in IT fields, because the market has enlarged, market has boomed in IT sectors. Every company are setting their office, their market is growing, so they are setting up their office in India, because in India they get very easy. The labor cost is easy, we can say, because being the crowded, being the populated country, being the populated nation, population with 1.4 billion, the students are available at high numbers, so they can work at low cost also. Students are going, because they are jobless, they want jobs. So students are working at, they are compromising with the high rate, they are not getting much salary, but they are still working because they have to earn their bread. So the company are getting their set market settled in India. There are different, they, in Hyderabad, in Bangalore, it is called IT hub. The, like it in India, we can call it like the Silicon Valley, Bangalore, in Bangalore, in Hyderabad, and there are different in Mumbai, Delhi. In Delhi, there is a place called Noida and Gurgaon. So these are the places that are growing with the IT hubs. There are students who are working, even the general students, they are getting trained, and they are doing good in the IT sectors. So they have given a lot of job opportunities, lot of career opportunities in the IT sections. Even the students who have completed their degree with the civil engineering or mechanical engineering, they are also going for the IT jobs. They are getting trained, they are getting a diploma program, certificate program for the certificate program in the field of like programming, like coding, or like safety management, like cyber security. They are doing 1 year or 2 year of the programs, courses, and they are joining the IT field.
Oh, thank you, Mr. for that amazing answer. Now, I'm sorry, Mr. I've heard that you're a psychologist, Mr. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm a psychologist.
Now, I want to ask, Mr. Do you think that social media or technology has helped you help other people in your job as a psychologist?
Help, please repeat. Help in the field
Is
of.
it Does technology help you help other people to make it easier? Because usually people go to you, but does technology make it easier now? So like you can do the lessons online.
Yeah. Technology has always helped in the field of, you can say, medicine, or in the field of health, because as the technology grows, we get to know more and more information. Like we have EEG program, electroencephalography, like MRI. There are different programs. If there is, when there is machines, inventions of the different machines, which can help to understand the mind of the people, functioning of the brain, like cognitive functioning, how our brain works. There was recently, I would like to share, recently there was a study which helps us to know the formation of memory. You can imagine, the technology has helped us to understand how our memory is formed in our brain, like the we can say release of the electrons, release of the different hormones. We can see in the machine, on the machine screen, how this is screen means how our neurons in the brain, there are different neurons, how these neurons are releasing their isotopes and releasing their factors which helps to form the memory. So technology has helped us greatly to understand, to see our dream. Now we can see our dream. You can imagine how the technology has helped, that we can see our dream, we can save our dreams. If you might have heard about that new research, there is a research, it is still undergoing, but they are saying that our dreams can be seen. What we see in our dream, we can see them on the screen also. So that much technology has developed. Technology has autism, one of the worldwide, it is not a no more a disease, but autism, autism, there is autism syndrome, which help the means hyper autism. There are different kinds of autism. Now the technology helps us to understand the reasons, how the brain works, how we think, what is the behavior, how the behavior can be understood. So there are great help and support of technology in the field of psychology. There are different type of tests we can do, like intelligent test, like this behavioral test. We can do with the help of technology to develop more and more, cause different kinds of ways to improve the behavior of a person, or the behavior of a student, behavior of a child.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you, Mr. So I guess technology really does help in
Yeah.
psychology.
Technology has
Now,
helped.
talking about psychology, what are the most diagnosed symptoms of mental illness in India?
Diagnose of
For
mental
students, for
illness.
students. Yes. What is the most diagnosed symptom?
Diagnosis in India, students diagnose system.
Yes. What type of mental illness is the most common in India?
Depression. Depression
Depression.
is the most common diagnosis system in India because there is lot of competition. Because of the population, there is lot of competition in India, and there are somewhere corruption is also the root cause of the depression because the students are getting passed out from the higher institutions and still they are not getting their jobs, which creates lots of depression. Even in the student's life there is lot of competition, there is pressure from the institution, which helps which creates. And because of these depressions, if you are updated with the Indian news, there are many neat students means students who are preparing for the medical examination. There are students who are preparing for civil services examination. They are suiciding. They they suicide because they cannot handle the pressure, because they cannot handle the anxiety. So depression is the one of the most diagnosed disease in India.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. For that answer. So, India's most diagnosed symptoms is depression.
Yeah, if we talk about the
Now,
mental illness.
uh, if example, maybe our host, maybe me or Faisal, were to be diagnosed with depression, what would you think would be the perfect method to get rid of depression? What should we do?
Okay, there is no perfect method for single method because each and every individual is unique. So one or either functions or either methods can work. Suppose for the relaxation can help you for, can be helpful for you, but may not be helpful for other. So there is not a perfect method for each and a general individual. Suppose we need to know what is the symptoms, what is going on. Suppose for example, if you are a student and you are having depression, so what is the cause of depression? First of all, we need to understand the history or the case history of a student who is going through depression, because every individual is having different factors, different root cause, and we need to remove that need root cause for that individual. For example, if you tell about yourself, you are a student and you are having depression, so you might be having depression due to academic pressure, or maybe due to the competition that you are facing. You may not be doing well, or you may not be competing with other students, so that you might be having depression. So for you there will be the method that you need to relax yourself, you need to think positive. So, and first of all you need to believe yourself, and that will be the root cause. And there will be a positive surroundings. If you will have the best, and one factor which will be applied for everyone will be positive surroundings. You need to have positive people around yourself, so that they can motivate you, they can inspire you to do things well in your life. If also you are not doing well, they will motivate you, they will inspire you, so that you will not feel inferior or you will not have inferiority complex. So one factor which is applicable for all is being surrounded by the positive people, and don't be alone, because if you will be alone, you will be overthinking and you will have the thought that will kill you. So two factors, general factors, which is applicable for everyone is be surrounded by the positive people or the people whom you love, and don't be alone.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. for the great answer. So basically,
And eat
the
well. One more thing, eat well, because in
oh
depression
yeah.
people do not eat well. So have a proper diet and proper sleep.
So the correct answer would be like it would be depends on the type of the depression. that we have, like what is the cause of it, so we can find. And then for the main point is to have positive surroundings around us, like a community that is supportive for us.
Yeah,
Okay. And also I'm curious about this thing, Mr. So because once I have a friend that has kind of like a depression or some type of mental illness, and then he recovered from it, but after some time, maybe about months or years, the mental illness uh, reappeared again. Like, I'm just curious about how did this mental illness reappear? Like, what is the cause for the mental illness to appear again? Is it because of likely past trauma or something like that?
okay. I would love to know that what type of mental illness he was having, means what disease he was diagnosed.
Uh, if not depression, I kind of forgot actually because it's one of
Okay.
my friends from my previous school. It
Okay.
happened
So
like a few
any
years
kind of
back.
mental illness, if suppose if there is traumatic, means PTSD, post traumatic syndrome, if you think someone has gone through something like their mother has died, someone close friends have died, or he might have seen some of the visuals that has traumatized him, so slowly he has come over with this, but after some time it came again, it returned back. It might be due to the triggered factor, means uh, he went through some therapy or something, or time has healed that symptoms, that mental illness. He might be have doing good, he might be having with the people, good people around them, he might have taken the therapy for that mental illness or something like that, but after some time, so that incident, that illness reappeared. It might be because in case of the PTSD, he might have gone through the same trauma, and that trauma has triggered his mental illness. Okay, so it reappeared again. For example, if a someone person is afraid of the dog, someone bites, if a dog bites a person and that person got traumatized, that dog has has bitten me, and whenever he sees the dog, he got afraid. Okay, for example, and slowly after giving the therapy, after give not therapy, after giving the exposure with the good dog that doesn't bite, or the uh, making friendship with the dog has removed his trauma. Okay, so he got well settled with the dog, he started loving, started caring the dog, but one day that dog bites him. So that biting of the dog may triggered his past trauma, and that mental illness has can reappeared again. So that might be case with your friend, that any incident that has triggered him triggered again, and that illness returned back. Okay.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you, Mr. Now, speaking of trauma, Mr., do you think trauma has stages or any types of specific trauma? Could you explain that to me?
Trauma has different stages, yeah,
Oh,
because trauma has different stages, like someone have a severe trauma, then some might be have mild trauma, so that the different stage of the trauma, if like different seeing the dream, the person might with the severe is that person, that trauma can lead to hallucination also. That severe trauma get can lead to hallucination also. Okay, and there are mild or the moderate trauma, which is not normal, means it is occasional. For example, if an enemy, someone has seen a visual killing an enemy, that trauma can be very high, that because he might get the hallucination about every time that someone is coming to kill him. Okay, someone is coming to kill him, So that can be a type of hallucination. He is imagining every time that people are coming to kill him. But there are a different trauma, like the normal trauma, like as I gave the example of the dog biting. Some people get traumatized by seeing the lizard. Some people get traumatized with the different things. So there are different kinds of trauma: severe, mild, moderate, and their effect is also according to that.
Okay, so thank you for that answer. Now, actually, Mister, there is a comment that wants to ask you, Mister.
Yeah,
Let me read the comment. The viewer wants to ask, what about sports, Mister? Is sport
but
essential? Is sport essential for helping mental illness beside eating well?
please repeat again question.
Is sport essential for helping mental illness?
Happy, happy mental illness.
No. Is
Sport,
sport
uh,
uh,
eh,
is sport essential? Is
What is
sport needed
essential?
for helping? For helping? Is sport needed for helping mental illness?
What is essential for helping in mental illness?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it
Other
needed?
than eating,
so maybe the question is like this, Mister. Does sports help to help your mental illness? Yes. Maybe can sports help maintain your mental illness, Mister?
can sports help to maintain the mental illness?
Yes.
Yeah, of course, of course. Activity, sports is a good means one of the best thing that can help in mental illness. Because what happen when a person goes through some kind of mental illness like anxiety, depression, or any trauma, they shut themselves in a room and they do not want to interact with the people. So having a sports, any kind of sports, especially outdoor sports, will help in mental illness, because it will help in releasing different kinds of hormones, and the neurons will get active. The person will get distracted with that thought process and will interact with the different people, and this interaction will increase the confidence. Yeah, sports will great help in mental illness. Yes, even different activities like going to gym or any workout, running, swimming, any kind of activity will help in mental illness.
All right. Thank you, Mister, for that amazing answer for our viewers' questions about the role of sports for helping mental illness.
Yes.
So,
And
I
uh,
would also like to ask, especially about social media and its connection with psychology or mental illness. Like maybe some
mm,
students, especially that likes to use social media, maybe have symptoms of depression, anxiety, and others. So, how would uh, how is your opinion about the impact of social media to our mental illness, Mister, as students?
yeah, it has, as I told earlier, also it has very destructive impact on our mental health. As a student, the role of social media has destructive impact on our mental illness as a student also, because social media gives a pseudo happiness. You get it? It is false happiness. We get the happiness for a minute, for a few seconds, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and the regulations of our emotions has also changed. Being a psychologist, and if you also think how the role of this, how our emotions change after 30 minutes. For example, if we see a status, it is of 30 seconds, 40 seconds, or a story, or reels, or TikTok, anything, any video of a minute or the two. Every minute our emotions are getting changed. If we see a sad video, our we become sad. If we see any happy video, we see many comedy video, we become happy. If we see about the video about the going to gym or sports or any achievement, there are different emotions. So see how emotions are changing, and this emotions changing within a minute has very negative impact on our body, because emotions, because it doesn't change by automatically, because when there is a release of emotional hormones, then it change, and each time different hormones are releasing. So the organs which are releasing the hormones are working so fast, and it is getting damaged. And the new our neurons is also working according to that. They are getting the signals to be happy, because when we get this, when the brain get the signal, it acts according to that. Okay, so the every minute the brain is working differently, so there is a disbalance of the functioning of the brain and the hormone. One thing is like is this. Another thing is that every student, every person is not a successful person. They see the achievements of successful students, like the students who topped in different examinations, the students who are getting good salary, passing out and getting good salary, the students who are suiciding. So there are different negative impacts, and every student is going through something in their student life. Average student is there, there is low performing student, and when they go through with them, when they see such type of things, they get a inferiority complex. They do not want to interact, because when someone asks what are you doing, if any social media friend or any relative, when they ask what you are doing, they have no answer, because they feel that they are failing in their life. The screen time has gone high. The people students, it has mood, because it has leads to different mood swings. Yeah, it has leads to different mood swings. If you can see, or you can see in your surroundings in India also, nowadays people are becoming, students especially are becoming impatient. They are not having patience to wait for something, to wait for their time to come. So it has greatly, the social media has, one thing, if a person is going through something bad, something low phase, they become so much excited, or they have the anxiety how this phase will pass. Because in social media or YouTube, when we see any bad scene, we forward them. Okay, you got it. We forward them, that we increase the time, we do not want to see that situation. Because but in real life we cannot forward that situation, we cannot skip that situation. We need to face them, we will have to face them, there is no other option. On social media we skip that phase, we skip that situation, we skip that scene. But in real life we cannot skip that scene, and it has greatly affected. So the people become so much anxiety, and they have anxiety, they have depression, and they go for the suicide. There are many things. So being a psychologist, we have also researched many many my seniors, my classmate has done their research on this impact of social media on a student's life. So they got the result that it is has negative impact on the student's life.
Okay, that is a very good answer, sir. And looks like we have almost
Yeah.
talked for 1 hour. Yeah, we are sharing our experiences and then talking about life as students in India, and also about the impact for social media, especially for students in India, and also how to prevent mental illnesses and others. So uh, I think it will the podcast for today will be enough uh, until now, because the time has been passed on. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. for your time to give us many experiences and also advices for us as students to do, especially about taking care of our mental illness and using social media as well.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Monish, for that very useful information. Maybe one day we'll go to
Yeah,
India
thank
and
you,
visit
Michelle.
Indonesia.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mister.
Mr.
Okay.
Wassalamualaikum
Assalamualaikum
warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh.
Udah, jangan